SBC Media Partners presents Shikellamy Braves Football with Kevin Herr and the Chief Dave Ritchie. Shikellamy Braves Football on WKOK Sports.
And we welcome those of you on WKOK Sports YouTube channel tonight as Shikellamy takes on Jersey Shore. Ran through the starting lineups on the radio. We'll give you a brief highlight of the skill positions, but right now it's time to go to the Chief for his keys to victory tonight.
First of all, the Braves have to take the ball and slow this game down by controlling it, keeping the football out of the hands of Jersey Shore's offense. That's a real key. I think field position goes a long way tonight, and I talked earlier on the radio that as far as punting goes, Kuntz does an excellent job of turning or reversing the field, and he has to do that tonight. Basically, Kevin, they're going to have to play the best game that they've played all year, and like they did at Central Mountain, they're going to have to play all four quarters, and I really think the first quarter is a key. All right, because Jersey Shore scored 28 points in the first quarter against Selinsgrove up at Thompson Street Stadium last week, and that's really a demoralizer.
2 quick points I wanted to make. Shikellamy went into the game last week at -2. They're +4 on the turnover side of things after last week. Jersey Shore, by the way, also +4. But I want to take you back to 2020. The Braves got dismantled by 50+ here at Shikellamy Stadium. Went up to Jersey Shore in the second half of that season where you played teams twice in that very unique 2020 year, and only lost it by 14. They were down 7-0 in the biggest part of that game until midway through the third quarter. They really stunned Jersey Shore, and you know what? That was the second closest game they played through the rest of their playoff run as well, until they ended up losing that game at the end of the 2020 season. So it is possible. There is a chance, Chief. And Jersey Shore elected to receive when the coin toss was done, which does surprise me a little bit, but I guess they're used to jumping out on top early.
Their defense, they're pretty sure about their defense. They want to probably put one in the end zone to start out.
You know, it's funny you mention that, Chief, because Peacock has been able to do it. He has 8 touchbacks this year on the kickoff. On the other side of things, Kuntz does not have a touchback this year. Cooper Peacock will be the returner to the near side at about the 5-yard line. Elijah Jordan to the far side. Ball will be spotted at the 45-yard line, smack in the middle of the field on the X. Braves will be moving right to left as we view things as the sun slowly sets in the west here in Sunbury. We'll be following a lot of games tonight, including our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough Game of the Week, and that is the one that Danville and Loyalsock are in. Blaze Alexander Ford, where it's worth the drive to Route 45 in Lewisburg. Squib kick, bouncing around at the 30, make that the 25-yard line. Picked up in the middle of the field to the 30, to the 35. Still on his feet to the 40-yard line, and dropped at the 40-yard line is Sechrist, the ball carrier.
Isaac Schaefer Knights rode him down. You're not going to arm tackle any of these boys, and it was a good return off of a short kick. So Jersey Shore with good field position, and they're going to go right and be on the line. You might see a little bit of a quick offense tempo here, Kevin.
And Chief, this is where they have done a lot of short fields this year. This is nothing new for this offense. Jordan under center, takes a 3-step drop, pump fakes, fires it down to the outside, and pretty good defense. Well, they're going to call a flag now as
he caught it too, Kevin.
Martin was fighting with the receiver at the 40-yard line, and you're right. He ended up getting that ball after it bounced around, and the receiver lands on his back and makes the catch. I believe that was, I thought it was Peacock, but it looks like Connor Griffin.
Yeah, Connor Griffin picked up that. That was a 20-yard gain, Kevin.
Defensive pass interference on that 20-yard pass reception to the Shikellamy 40-yard line. And that's where the Braves defense will set up after the first down. Jordan now hands it off. Left side, looking for running room there is Packer. Packer gets to the corner. Packer, a big 225, and he is a solid 225. Will come up with 8 yards to the 32-yard line.
Usually they save that play for later on. That was a counter play. Just everybody goes right, and then they counter it back with Packer, and he picks up 9 yards.
There's a handoff to make that a swing pass to Peacock to the near side. Spins out of 2 tackles and gets knocked down outside the 10-yard line to the 13-yard line, and that will be an 18-yarder. And then quickly, Jordan under center again as the clock winds with 11:19 to go. Send Peacock in motion to the far side. It'll be a quick pitch now to the far side to Jordan. Jordan strung out. Make that Schaefer Knights the first one to meet him there. Luke Snyder there as well. No gain.
Elijah Jordan, usually when he runs the ball, it's on either a jet sweep or, in that case, like you called, a quick pitch left.
Here's a handoff to the big man, and then Packer goes in, and he will pound his way ahead for 2 yards. He'll get him to the 12-yard line now. So it will be 3rd down and 8.
That's nothing more than a dive play. He was lined up in the right halfback position, and he dove over the right tackle.
Jordan under center, coming out to the near side, has some pressure from the backside. Now he's rolling, continues to roll, fires it, incomplete, almost intercepted. Luke Snyder looked like he was the intended receiver. His feet went out from underneath him as he tried to reach to his right, and that'll bring up a 4th down and decision time early on here for the Bulldogs.
Well, who made that play was Mr. Fernandez with a good contain. He basically made Jordan, go a lot farther out than he wanted to, but we're going to get a field goal attempt here by the Bulldogs.
Peacock is the holder, so he'll set it up at the 19. It'll be a 29-yarder for Miller. This will be his first attempt from the far hash mark. Line drive kick drifting to the left upright. It is no good. It drifts outside the left upright, and that drive comes up empty for Jersey Shore with 10:25 to go here in the first quarter of play.
Kevin, that's the first time, I believe, all year that Jersey Shore's been stopped on their first possession on offense. They gained a lot of yards. They went from the 40 down to the 29-yard line, but actually they were down to the 13. But the Braves held tough.
It's definitely the first time they've attempted even a field goal this year for sure, and it came up wide left. It definitely had the leg. It was driven well. Raybuck now under center with a wing formation. They'll hand it off on the scissors right side to Snyder. Snyder goes nowhere. Matter of fact, he lost 2.
Just basically they tried to run. I know we used to call it a 22 when I used to coach, and we had to run the wing T. But that's it's a handoff with guards pulling to the halfback as he's going to the right, and they try to cut it up as soon as possible. But Jersey Shore fills every gap, Kevin. They fill every gap.
They do, and they put a 4-man front of actually 7 men in the box most times with the 3 linebackers, even though one of them plays more like a defensive end. Rolling out to the near side is Raybuck. Raybuck firing, flag in the middle of the field, incomplete, intended for Schaefer Knights. On the coverage was Packer, the linebacker, but that flag comes in the middle of the field.
That's going to be a hold.
I think so too, behind the quarterback rolling out.
It's a hold on the tackle, the right tackle. He was trying to, keep the defender from getting to Brody, and he got by him, and I think he reached out. But, Kevin, I think they could have called 44 on pass interference, too, because he was riding all over the receiver for Shikellamy's back.
He was definitely close to him, there's no doubt. And there's the holding call against the Braves, so that will happen at the 11-yard line. So they'll march this one back to about the 6, actually the 5. Well, it's about the 6.
So that's a 10-yard penalty, but it's actually a 20-yard penalty.
Right, kind of.
18
because
yard
it's
penalty.
Behind the line of scrimmage, too.
It's a spot foul.
2nd down and yikes for the Braves. 1 back double wing formation for Raybuck. Raybuck will hand it off on the near side. It's Martin. Martin gets spun down at the 5-yard line. No running room there at all. That'll give us an opportunity to pause. 10 seconds for station identification. This is Shikellamy Braves football. And coming now with a 3rd down and long. It'll be 3rd down and 21 from the Shikellamy 6-yard line, and this is where you got to be careful, Chief.
Well, they don't want to turn the ball over here, but they've, it's probably, they don't want to get in the, won't try to pass from the end zone either, but they're going to get a lot of pressure here.
And a
Counter.
handoff. Oh, Martin had the corner if he just could have gotten there. And one man may have saved that one from being a devastating play against the, and that was Zach Rooney.
Well, that's a scissors play. It wasn't a counter play. It's a little farther out on the handoff, but all the motion was going left, and of course Martin was in the wingback position on the left side, and he reversed and came back and got tackled.
Kuntz now with his heels on the end line has just enough room to get this one away. And a good snap. He'll set up. And he'll hit a line drive kick that hits at about the 30, taken at the 45, make that the 35 by Peacock. He got to the edge. Peacock gets to the 25, to the 20, spun out of bounds at the 17-yard line.
Well, he got around Chase Morgan, but Chase ran him down, and good return. So excellent position. They're going to have inside. It's almost. Are they inside the 20, Kevin? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're going to spot up at the 17-yard line. An ultra short field here.
There's been no huddles so far for Jersey Shore. 3 receivers to the right with a single back quarterback in a shotgun.
And that one is going to be stopped before it can even get started. And it is going to be against Jersey Shore, so that'll march it back to the 22-yard line. So back outside the red zone now for Jersey Shore with 8:12 remaining here in the scoreless first quarter. Jersey Shore with their second possession of the ball game.
And
they're going to do it again.
Yeah. Something's not up between the center and the rest of the Jersey Shore line right now. That ball was snapped ahead of time. In fact, he wanted to give the ball to number 44 Packer, and Packer was still in his stance to run like pre-snap. So that's 2 5-yard penalties back to back for the Bulldogs.
That'll put the quarterback in motion. Jordan to the near side. He's going to be under duress. He's sacked. Dropped by Luke Snyder for the Shikellamy sack on that first down and a whole lot. And now it's 2nd down and even more.
That's a loss of, I believe, 8 yards, Kevin.
22-yard line is where they started that. Back to the 35-yard line now. 2nd down and about 23. Here's the handoff to Packer. Packer spins off a tackler, doesn't spin off the second. Raybuck had him, wrapped him up, and then got a help finishing off the play.
The first person to meet him was Raybuck, the tackle. He actually held on to him as he was going through the hole.
3rd down and about 18. Play fake. Jordan back to pass. Coming to the near side. Wide open over there was his receiver. And he's got the first down just by about a yard. It looks like it was Elijah Jordan on the catch.
Yeah, Elijah Jordan, picks up 17. It looks like 17. Looks like 19 yards on that one, Kevin.
Good enough for a first down. Play fake. Jordan rolls out to the near side. He is strung out but got to the edge anyway. Touchdown. Jersey Shore. Brady Jordan with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. That one coming from 6 yards out. Wow, the Braves really played well for that. The 2 penalties, stuffed them for a couple. 3rd down and long again, bit the Braves.
Well,
defense.
Jordan, it was Jordan to Jordan, and he got himself in between the safety and the corner, and the pass was thrown great. And it's a good kick by Jersey Shore's place kicker.
And that does make it 7-0 with the extra point now, with 7:08 remaining here in the first quarter of play. That'll give us an opportunity to take a peek at WKOK.com and the WKOK scoreboard. And across the board right now, still looking for the opening scores in many games. But on 100.9 The Valley, Southern Columbia has jumped out to an early 7-0 lead over Lewisburg. Bloomsburg now leading Midwest by a score of 13-0. And don't forget, we'll be following Danville and Loyalsock as our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough Game of the Week.
Well, Kevin, you said that Coach Kaiser wanted to force them to throw the ball. I think Jersey Shore decided to throw the ball against the Braves because of the Braves having trouble with their defense. And I think they got a little bit away from their normal plan. They, instead of running the ball to set up the pass, they've been passing the ball to set up the run.
Yeah, that's a very good. It's a very good observation, Chief.
I would see they might go back to running.
I'll tell you what, that long third down conversion is a contender for the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. Back deep, Morgan will take it in his own end zone. That's an automatic touchback in high school football.
That was a great kickoff by the Jersey Shore place kicker.
That is Peacock's, that is Breck Miller's 9th touchback of the season.
It would have probably landed a yard inside the goal line in the end zone if Morgan would not have caught it. But, so you're talking about, 61 yards in the air?
Pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
And Morgan caught it at about the 2-yard line and drifted to get to, I think you're right, I think it would have hit the end line anyway. He kind of drifted back there. Raybuck now, swing pass to the near side of Morgan, made a catch, got a block, spun out of the tackle at the 20, and will get 3 yards. Scratch that, make it Snyder on the catch, my apologies. That'll be they give him about 4 yards on there to the 24-yard line, 2nd down and 6. A good long handoff.
Snyder, Luke's tough to bring down when he's out there. When they throw that, it's almost like a screen to the wide receiver.
In the slot is Martin. Now Martin will be in motion. Here's the handoff. Right side, looking for running room over there is Morgan, and he'll find none. He'll lose 4 back to the 20-yard line as he is immediately snowed under. Leading the way for the Bulldogs. Looked like Brady Jordan was there.
Number 78 also, Kevin, was, or 75, I'm sorry.
That's
75,
Stats.
75 was, getting him from behind because they slowed him up. Everybody has difficulty running wide, running off tackle, running around the end against Jersey Shore because they're just great at getting in the gaps and pursuing.
3rd down and 10 at the 20-yard line. 5:52 to go first quarter. Braybuck back to pass. He's in trouble. He's down at the 10-yard line. Sacked there by Derek Stetz, who picks up his first sack of the season. That will go down as a 10-yard loss back to the 10-yard line.
No time at all to throw the ball.
Zero
time at all. And, you watch pro football and you watch those big defensive guys take those big offensive guys back into the quarterback. That's exactly what Jersey Shore did to Shikellamy's offensive line that time. Drove him into the backfield.
Slightly more punting room for Kuntz. Low snap, flag flies. He's going to get it off the end of his toe. And it's bobbled but then controlled by Peacock at the 40.
Good.
And he got the ball all the way to the 31-yard line before he went and got smothered. But we'll see what the flag is back at the 10-yard line. Looks like it might be against Shikellamy. On the tackle for the Braves was Schaefer Knights.
Kevin, that's twice now that he has left the Shikellamy Braves defender, pushed him almost out of his shoes, all right? So it looks like they're going to...
I think they'll make him kick it again.
I thought Nick almost got that right knee down when he was catching the football in the end zone. That's a safety if that occurs. So he's got to be careful about that.
Yeah, that's a great point, Chief. I did not realize how close he was to putting that knee down. So you're right. That's gonna go back to the 5-yard line, and the extra punting room he had is now gone. 5:07 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 Jersey Shore, as they missed a field goal on their opening drive, but their second drive ended up in points.
Now he's got the end line to deal with too.
Yeah, this is kind of where he punted it last time.
And he's been really rushing the punts, I think, because of the pressure that Jersey Shore's been putting on.
Look for a good snap on this one, and that one a little bit off target. Pressure's coming. He got it away. Peacock looking for it at the 35, to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, straight up the hash marks, and tackled at the 18, 19-yard line. And Schaefer Knights was the first one to meet him there.
And Martin brought him down. Again, he split the defenders, Kevin. Everybody was in their lane, and he just kind of set them up. They all stopped, and he picked the space that was between the largest space between 2 or 3 guys and picked up another 5 or 6 yards.
This might be the shortest field we've seen in a long time for Jersey Shore or anybody. And that one is going to go to the big man, Packer, off the left side. He'll get down to the 16-yard line, 2nd down and 8.
Schaefer Knight's on that tackle solo.
2nd down and 8 for the Jersey Shore Bulldogs, leading it 7-0 with 4:36 to go here in the first quarter play. Low snap on the ground. Finally, Jordan picks it up. He's going to roll out to the near side, and smothering the play completely is Turber. Ethan Turber will get the tackle back to the 25-yard line and a loss of 7. That'll bring up 3rd down and long. Matter of fact, it'll be 3rd down and about 16.
Pretty heads-up play by Packer at his running back position. That ball came back, and he said, maybe I better grab this, all right. But then, of course, Jordan got it, and a nice job of containing him.
Back to pass Jordan. Jordan looking, now running up. Now Jordan comes to the outside. Jordan runs backwards now to the 40-yard line. He's given up a lot of ground. The Braves are chasing him. Flags flying. He's going to go down at the 44-yard line.
There's going to be a penalty for an illegal block, but if you're the Shikellamy Braves, you're going to take that loss. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18 yards on that play that Jordan lost.
Wow. Trying to make something out of nothing and probably did a little bit too much. Now this possession started inside the 20. That 3rd down was at the 25-yard line. The tackle on this, which I think will go down as a sack.
They just declined to block the illegal block.
Well, mark it back to the 43, and it's a crackback block.
Yeah, yep.
And that crackback block is declined.
That's an 18-yard loss. That's 25 yards the Braves have got back, okay, from that initial position. So we're going to see a punt here by Jersey Shore. But again, unless the Braves get a good return, they're going to end up probably in poor field position.
This is Cooper Peacock's 4th punt of the year. He averages 48 a punt, and 2 of them inside the 20. Good snap. That's a line drive kick. It hits at about the 25 to the 10. Taken and picked up by Morgan. Morgan will make something out of nothing, and he'll fall ahead to the 17-yard line. That ball was going to go out of bounds inside the 10. Took a dangerous move of picking it up. But it's one of those, if you're a coach, no, okay, get going.
Yeah. So far, Jersey Shore has had 3 possessions. The first ended with a missed field goal. The second was a touchdown, and this is a punt. So we've seen about everything that can happen except for a fumble on a turnover or an interception from Jersey Shore. But 3:35 to go here, and Jersey Shore has 7 points, Kevin.
Yep, 3:35 indeed to go here in the first quarter. Shikellamy with their 3rd series of the game. And boy, if Jersey Shore had some short fields, that last one started inside the 20 and they came up with nothing. Raybuck now under center. Raybuck with the pitch. Gets outside, or trying to, is Snyder. And Snyder will get to the 16-yard line.
There were 3 Jersey Shore Bulldog defenders waiting on him at the point of attack. All right, and it's almost like they smelled that one out. But that's how they play. They put 11 people up, and they're so quick. They get to the ball fast.
There was an oval number of yards available on that play. 0. There was nothing there at all. Martin is the wing to the far side on the near hash mark, moving right to left. There's the handoff, Schaefer Knight. Schaefer Knight stopped, tried to bounce off the blocker, but ended up getting, well, actually he lost a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11, and the Braves struggling for offense here today.
That's Isaac's first carry of the night, Kevin. I'm sure everybody that's watching on YouTube, it looks like they're straining spaghetti, getting the water off of it. That's the way the offensive line seems to sift there. That it seems that by the time the runner gets the ball, he's met by a host of tacklers.
Now you made me hungry.
I just did that the other day. Made some.
You made some spaghetti?
Yeah, and
right.
we had I had some frozen tomato sauce and meatballs.
Nice.
And it was good.
I'm gonna go to the Chiefs for dinner. Shotgun formation. Raybuck with time. Now the time goes away. Fumble the football. Jersey Shore's on top of it at the 3-yard line.
No, I think it's a pass. I think it's an incomplete pass. Oh, nope. They gave it to him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure his arm was going forward on that one to see if it actually is a forward pass. Either way, it's Jersey Shore football, and Raybuck just tried to do a little bit too much. I don't think his arm was going forward on that one.
No, you're right, Kevin. So see what happens when you get a team with a good defense and you got the offense inside their own 20.
Well, now for the first time, they're inside the 5-yard line. And Jordan will pitch the ball. Far side to Jordan. Elijah Jordan. He will be short of the end zone at the 1-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4. 1:48 and counting here in the first quarter. Jersey Shore leading at 7-0 in an official's timeout.
I believe that Elijah is probably Brady's younger brother.
I would be safe to guess that, yes. I can't confirm or deny.
He, of the backs, Packers the speedster with the wideouts, but, Elijah Jordan's got some pick him up and put him down when it comes to running those wide sweeps. Give it to Packer inside. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe they'll probably give it to Elijah Jordan again, because every time if somebody gets the ball down to the goal line, they give it to him to give him a chance to get the ball.
I would go with Packer here. It's actually going to be the quarterback, Brady Jordan, who easily makes his way into the end zone right behind Polsky for the 1-yard touchdown run with 1:43 to go here in the first quarter.
Again, poor field position for the Braves offense. Got worse with the offense, trying to get a first down, and it's been negative numbers for Shikellamy running all night long.
Extra point, high snap. Peacock gets it down. Kick is high enough, long enough, and it is good. So that makes it 14-0 Jersey Shore with 1:43 to go here in the first quarter. But I'll tell you what, that is the second rushing touchdown of the game, 4th rushing touchdown of the season for Brady Jordan, the quarterback.
The one thing that Braves have to feel positive about is the fact that the defense has been asked to do a lot tonight. They've been asked to, take a team that is so good on offense and give them a short porch to get it into the end zone, and they've done a good job. They've out of the 4 times they've actually had them fail twice. But that one, 1st and 10 from the 5-yard line, Kevin, maybe you and I might have been able to score.
Maybe.
If we had Jersey Shore's line.
Maybe. Coming up tomorrow on WKOK, the Nittany Lions visit Auburn. Steve Jones, Jack Ham, Roger Corey, Brian Tripp have the tailgate show at 2:30 from the SEC. Kickoff at 3:30 on WKOK, WKOK.com, and on the Sunbury Broadcasting Corporation app. Here's the kick. And taken by Morgan at the 8, to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. 25 to the 30.
One man.
One man is right.
Number 31.
He could not get by Tate Seacrest, who made a touchdown-saving tackle, or it would have been Morgan's 2nd touchdown of the year from that return position. They'll spot him at the 30-yard line.
He made that stop on the dime, give you 5 cents change, move, and got by the first guy and just split the 2 people, and he was gone. And 31 got it. I think 31 just got him by the foot, and down he goes.
That'd make him a nickelback.
A nickelback, yeah.
1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. Backs are split in the wing position. Braves are moving right to left with 1:37 to go here in the first quarter. Wing to the far side. It's going to be Martin with the ball on the ground, and Jersey Shore's got their 2nd turnover of the ball game. Martin never got it, and the man who was right there to pick it up was Gabe Andrus.
Kevin, I mean, the mesh point where the quarterback's giving it to Martin, which looked like it was a little bit of a counter back to our side towards us, the scoreboard, and everybody was there. In fact, I think the defender probably took the handoff, got it from Raybuck.
There was just a miscommunication there or a handoff, actually, not communication.
Oh.
Back to pass, Jordan coming to the near side for Peacock, overthrew him. Going right to the corner of the end zone on the near side to Peacock, who had about a step on Martin, and that one had to be a pretty good throw, and it was just a little too long.
He had him beat, but that was pretty good defense out here.
It was only by a step.
Yeah.
2nd down and 10 from the Shikellamy 26-yard line. Jersey Shore spent a lot of time in Braves territory in this first quarter. Here's the pitch to the near side. Coming is Elijah Jordan, turns the corner, bounced out of bounds Martin there to put a shoulder to him, as well as Ethan Turber after a gain of 4. We'll bring up a
3.
third down. They give him 3. They'll move it back a little. Nope, now it's going to be back to 4.
All right.
Let's go with 4. Third down and 6 from the 22. Quickly
Counter.
right back on the counter. Big man has got it. Packers going to drag tacklers for the first down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Gain of 9 when he needed only 6. Shore will quickly make a change on the offensive line. And Jordan will wait for his offensive player to get off the field. Now he'll drop back, looking into the corner of the end zone. And incomplete. Martin was there on the coverage. Pass intended for Connor Griffin. And it looked like it might have gone right through the arms of Griffin.
They get one-on-one with the defensive back, and that's, Kevin, we haven't used the word fade pattern for a long time, but I think that's what it might have been there.
Here's the handoff. Peacock on motion. Goes nowhere. He's dropped immediately by Schaefer Knights. And he's lost on the play with a flag flying. I'll be back to the original line of scrimmage. We'll see what the flag is. It's a hold against Jersey Shore. 1:03 to go here in the first quarter. Jersey Shore leading at 14-0 here on WKOK and on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel.
Well, that's Jersey Shore's third penalty. That's a 10-yarder. They have 20 yards so far. Braves have 15 yards, 2 penalties. But there's been no huddles for Jersey Shore all night long.
Now they're going to hold up play at the 24-yard line. Now Jordan at the 24 on second down and 20. He'll get the call. It's going to be an option. Oh, big hit by Ethan Turber. He blasted Packer. And Packer is slow to get up after the loss of 4.
Usually it's Packer that does that to somebody else, but you know, that's that option play. Quarterback comes down the line. The only back there is Packer. And as soon as he got the pitch, there was Fernandez there, and he just decked him. Probably one of the best tackles we've seen all year, Kevin.
It was a form tackle, that's for sure. Jordan back to pass, has time, fires it, and it is incomplete. Pass intended for number 1, Elijah Jordan, and he just cannot keep his feet underneath him. That pass was also a worm burner, too.
They're going to go for it here because, you know, they got a lot of confidence in their defense.
Absolutely.
Oh, here they come. They're changing now.
Yeah, I thought they were going
They're going to kick a field goal. Yeah, they are.
Wow. All right, so Breck Miller will set up. This will be a 40-yard, make that a 45-yard field goal from the middle of the field. Wow. Sets down. The kick is up. Line drive, drifting to the left upright, and it is no good. Definitely had the leg, but not quite the accuracy. Heck of a kick there from 45 yards out, and that might have been the longest high school football kick I've seen in maybe 20 years, Chief.
You know what really bothers me is that not like in pros, they take it to the 20. That ball in pros would be at the 30. So, you know, I mean, that's the Gravich, he had basically nothing to lose there.
He had a short punt.
Yeah, and the way the Braves have been struggling on offense, it's
that's a great point.
Yeah, the kid's got the leg.
Yeah, he just that one, and it was in the right spot. It was in the middle of the field.
Yeah, the Braves got to hustle here. They got 11 seconds.
Yeah, they're going to go right to the line of scrimmage now. Wing to the far side with 5. Now he's going to come to the near side with 4. They'll get the play off. Handoff, Schaefer Knights goes nowhere. Absolutely nothing there whatsoever. Andrus, the defensive end, was there to stop it.
Packer was the linebacker, and he got up with a little fist pump there because he's probably still feeling that hit from Fernandez.
And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. After 1, it is Jersey Shore 14, Shikellamy nothing. This is Shikellamy Braves football on News Radio 1070 WKOK and online with the WKOK Sports YouTube channel and at WKOK.com.
Mark and Troy here from Zimmerman Motors. It's Jeep Adventure Days, and we're celebrating with the biggest Jeep sale of the year.
Run, don't walk. We'll even pick you up. Every new Jeep is discounted for this event.
Now that's huge, Troy. Every Jeep discounted. You never pay over sticker here. So get here soon for the best selection. Adventure Days is all about having fun in your Jeep, and we are Jeep people. Let us show you why we sell more Jeeps for less.
So come in and see why people have been coming from all over the region to Zimmerman's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Sunbed. And experience what we call the Zimmerman difference. Call 570-988-JEEP or visit us online at ZimmermanJeep.com.
Platinum Central PA is opening its 6th location in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Come see us in Carlisle, Mechanicsburg, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Sealands Grove, and now Hershey, PA. Take a test drive and be automatically registered to win a brand new 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage, or visit creditpa.com today and apply for credit. Come on, Central Pennsylvania, you already know. Platinum, baby. We get you.
And now, as the Braves take the play here in the second quarter with with a second down and 11.
Too many men on the field.
And I believe they're going to take a timeout. Nope, they're going to get the penalty anyway.
Well,
Chief, you had some of the first quarter stats.
Interesting, Kevin. The Braves have minus 23 yards running in the game and only 4 yards on a 1-for-2 passing by Brody. Here's what's really interesting. The Bulldogs only have minus 2 yards rushing because the Braves have thrown them for an 18-yard loss, a 7-yard loss, a 4-yard loss, and a 2-yard loss.
Actually,
sorry, Chief. That's all unofficial. It's just writing this stuff down here.
The penalty is actually on Jersey Shore.
Are you sure?
And they did call a timeout ahead. Oh, okay, that's what it was. They called a timeout in time, and they picked up the flag. I missed the wave off of the flag.
So it should be second down.
It is second down and 11, as it was when we started the quarter. I did not see the official wave that one off. And the whistle it in play now as Raybuck will go under center with the backs offset behind him. And the handoff goes to, I think that might have been Morgan. I can't quite tell because he got snowed under about the time he got the ball. It was
Chase Morgan, yeah, and he lost 2 yards.
Indeed.
Minus 25 yards from the line of scrimmage. Oh, by the way, Jersey Shore has 3 first downs unofficially, and the Braves have none. Well, Kevin, unless something happens that hasn't happened before, the Braves are going to have to punt and give Jersey Shore a good field position here. We'll
Actually, this might be the best room that they've had, that Kuntz had to punt the ball, though. Here comes the roll out to the near side. Pressure's coming. He throws it, and it is incomplete. Good job by Raybuck to see that he had Morgan available at about the 15-yard line and avoid getting the sack and avoid an intentional grounding, because I don't know that he was out of the tackle box yet.
The thing that you have to look at is the fact that Morgan also came back towards the ball, which made it look like he was somebody that was in position. Again,
well, isn't that what they always tell you? If your quarterback's in trouble, come back to the ball?
Yeah. They did a nice job of containing Brody, and the offside backer was flying, and he came from the backside. So, again, no chance to throw the ball.
Kuntz controls a high snap. Taken by Peacock at the 45, to the near hash marks, to the 45, to the 40, to the 30. And he will be down at the 25-yard line. And Jersey Shore with an ultra-short field yet again. Let's take a quick look and get an update on our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough Game of the Week. Danville and Loyalsock scoreless still in the first quarter. That's our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough Game of the Week. Blaze Alexander Ford Lewisburg, where it's worth the drive to Route 45.
We have a Brave injured, and actually his own man was thrown back into him. Okay, and
that's going to be Raybuck getting up slow.
That's
Mason
the center.
Raybuck.
That's Mason Raybuck.
And that's a big loss, because one of their best plays last week was the Raybuck train.
Yeah, that's not good. All right, and his own guy got blocked into him, and it looked like he got You ever hear of it called a leg whip?
Yes.
And that's exactly what it looked like.
And that's a big problem for the Braves because lineman is one of the thinnest positions they have right now on this football team.
And it's your center.
Absolutely. Other scores to update you on. Southern Columbia leading Lewisburg 28-0. Selinsgrove, and that's in the first. Selinsgrove Shamokin on Eagle 107. They are tied at 7 in the second. Jersey Shore with a football, and Jordan will roll out to the far side, and flags are going to fly, and this will be 5 yards against the Bulldogs. And boy, I'll tell you what, I know that this game, when Jersey Shore probably looked at it, went, this game is going to go our way, no big deal, but they are not playing focused football tonight.
No, but you know, in the Selinsgrove game, there were quite a few penalties against Jersey Shore in that one, too. They've always been able to adjust.
Jordan rolls out, steps up, fires,
Wide
looking along,
open.
has a man wide open, touchdown, and it's going to be Cooper Peacock. Gets the score from 30 yards out, and his fourth touchdown reception of the season.
It was, the original line of scrimmage was 25 yards, but that was, the 30 was where they snapped the ball from. So that's Peacock's second catch. He's got 2 catches for 48 yards right now, Kevin.
Well, he was averaging 24 yards a catch coming into this one at a long of 80. Snap, set, kick up, and it is good. So with 10:48 remaining here in the first half, it is Jersey Shore 21, Shikellamy nothing, and another contender for the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game.
Do you see what I mean, how they make up for the penalties?
You can do that at some points in the season, but later on they're not going to be able to do it, and they're going to have to find a way around. They're going to have to find a way to not make those mistakes against the better teams.
Southern Columbia used to be able to come back from penalties, and that was only a 5-yarder, but
right.
These
Well, but think about the one that ended up with a 45-yard field goal attempt.
Yeah.
There were a number of penalties on that one that dropped it back to 3rd down, and oh my.
There were 2 5-yard penalties and then a 10. And
that would be 20 then.
And then there was an 18-yard. No, that's how it was. Yeah, it was 2 5-yarders and a 10.
You're not going to always be able to convert on 3rd down and 23. If there's a chink in the armor, that might be the only chink right now.
Yep, you're right.
I mean, this is a good. I am not putting down this football. This is a good football team, and this is going to be a football team that I think will make a little bit of a run. But they have to clean some things up here in the second half of the season. Morgan now at the 10 to the 15 to the 20, right up the middle of the field to the 25. Goes down to the 30-yard line, and what might be another touchdown saving tackle by Sechrist. Yep.
Same guy.
31-yard line is where they'll spot that one.
Well,
1st and 10, Shikellamy.
We'll see who's in at center, Kevin, because they're down here working on Mason right now, the trainers.
We'll see if we can
find out who comes out. I think it might be 55. I'm not sure, though.
It could be Spontarelli. Might actually be Bradigan. Yeah, it is going to be Nate.
My daughter just texted me and wants to know what a leg whip is. So would you like to explain it when we get time?
No. You can do that.
Okay.
Back to handoff, and that goes nowhere. I mean, that happened. That got blown up so quick. I don't even know that Snyder knew he had the football.
No, and he lost 2 yards.
All right, leg whip.
A leg whip occurs when you get blocked or you get thrown and your leg comes up high and just smacks somebody, just like a whip.
And that'll be a flag against the Braves, not to be confused with Devo's whip it.
Yeah, just a real. That's exactly what happened. He got knocked back into him, and that leg came. He couldn't get out of the way.
Although it is an 80s weekend on 100.9 The Valley, one of our sister stations.
And
so
I have 80,
maybe it'll be in there.
And I have 80s on 8 on the.
See, that's the beauty. You don't need it now because we have the 80s for you all weekend long.
That's true. I listen to the 70s more than the 80s, Kevin.
And that's Eagle 107 most of the time. See, I could save you so much money, Chief.
Yeah, you can.
Raybuck under center. I could spend some of it for you, too. Here's the handoff over the left side. Running room there for Luke Snyder. He had a hole that time and got back to the original line of scrimmage. Actually, they're going to say his knee was down a little bit earlier, so they'll spot him at the 27-yard line, a gain of 3. I thought it was closer to 5.
He might have got 4 yards. I'm going to give him 4 yards, Kevin.
You're a generous guy, though.
I am.
3rd down and 12 from the 28-yard line. 29, we'll call it. Raybuck with a long count. Man in motion is Martin to the far side. Raybuck bobbled that one, got it back. Handoff off the left side goes nowhere. Between the tackles has been very, very hard to say the least. And that'll be a loss of 1. We'll bring up a 4th down and about 14.
And who ran that? Was that Snyder had that one?
I believe it was Snyder, yes. Now I don't remember what I just said.
Yeah, it was. Because he came out. That looks like he lost a yard.
I'll bring up a 4th down and another punting situation for Kuntz. And a timeout by, I think it's Jersey Shore. No, Shikellamy called the timeout. Sorry about that. I kept waiting, and I did not see the official say which way.
You know when you go to the shore and you run into the ocean,
yes,
and you dive into those breakers as they come over?
I know what you're talking about. I haven't done that because I don't want to know what's on the other side of the breaker.
But that's exactly what the running backs for Shikellamy are facing, except those breakers are
full of sharks.
White and orange, okay? I mean, there's nothing there. It's like the entire down linemen for Jersey Shore are at the point of attack and your linebackers are there, but everybody controls their gaps. And I haven't really looked to see if they're stunning, if they're slanting left or right, but they've done everything. They just have stopped the Braves. The Braves have one positive run. That was Snyder's 4-yard run just a while ago.
8:48 to go here in the half. Jersey Shore leading it 21-0. Kuntz is ready to punt the ball, finally with some room. He's going to punt it from his own 14. Back deep is Elijah Jordan, and Peacock. And this one's going to go
in the
Peacock.
His time.
Yeah, he got that one all the way back to the 39. It was bobbled. Peacock coming to the near side. He's got some shirts in front of him. Got the corner to the 40. Down the sidelines to the 30, to the 25, and pushed out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. What looked like it was going to be a devastating return and a disaster turned into an amazing run as he got the corner.
They set the wall up, Kevin, and the wall was usually you set the wall up to your bench, but they set the wall up to Shikelamy's bench this time. And once he got away from the first guy, there was nobody out here because they were picking him off left and right as they came down.
39 yards on the return, and now they're in front of the student section here on the home side, moving right to left. Jordan on the far side, he's going to run it all himself. They're going to string him out and stop him for a gain of maybe 1. Leading the way, Ethan Turber-Ortiz.
He did a nice job of containing Jordan that time. Jordan picks up 2 yards, but it could have been a lot worse.
There's the student section making some noise again, even though they're on the far hash mark this time. Here's the handoff right up the middle. Big running room in there for Sechrist, and he's going to go all the way. 23 yards, virtually untouched for the touchdown. Sechrist picks up his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season.
It's pretty nice when you can take Packer out, who's like 220 pounds solid, and bring Sechrist in as the running back too. They're both similar builds in that, but it looked like Sechrist had a little bit more speed than Packer did.
A little bit, yes.
A little bit.
He doesn't have as much size. He's only 195. Snap, set, kick, high enough, long enough, and it is good. So with 8:04 to go here in the half, it is Jersey Shore 28, Shikellamy nothing.
So you're telling me Sechrist, by being 25 pounds less than Packer, is faster?
Possibly.
I'm going to use that next time.
I don't know. I haven't seen them both in a 40 run against each other.
I was going to make a smart remark.
I know where you were going. We've done this too many years together, my friend. I knew where you were going.
So who would be faster, you or me, Kevin?
You. There is no doubt on that.
But I'm a lot older than you are.
Listen, I'm happy when I see 40 yards, let alone when I get to the 40-yard mark.
I understand. Well, the Bulldogs have gotten 2 quick scores here to make it 28-0 with 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's changed the complexion of the game. Southern Columbia now up 35-0 on Lewisburg, and that game is still listed as being in the first. Milton 13, Mount Carmel 6 in the second. Bloomsburg 21, Midwest nothing. That game is in the second. Hughesville 14, Warrior Run nothing in the second. More updates coming up. Here's the line drive kick, and that one is hammered at the 5-yard line. That's where Morgan will take it. He'll come to the middle of the field, stutter step to the 20, and that's it. 15 yards on that return. Running down some of the other scores. Berwick 20 and Williamsport 3. There's the Joe Robsock update of the night for the former athletic director and basketball coach here at Shikellamy. Hughesville 14, Warrior Run nothing. Mentioned that earlier. Muncie 35, Montgomery nothing. Mifflinburg 14, Central Mountain nothing. And in our Blaze Alexander Built Ford Tough Game of the Week, Loyalsock 7, Danville nothing in the second. By the way, Mifflinburg and Central Mountain in the first right now.
I see Mason up and walking, and he's got his helmet, so there might be a good chance Mason Raybuck gets back in at center and defensive tackle, or at least one of those positions.
It's still Brannigan right now. Handoff. There is nothing between the tackles. I mean, absolutely nothing as Luke Snyder got hit and lost, and was lucky to lose a yard.
Well, you know, coach is in a kind of a tough spot here. If he puts the ball in the air, it seems that he doesn't get it. They don't get enough time to throw it, and they end up losing yardage that way. Here comes Mason back in at center.
I'm not even sure if a screen pass works really well right now
because
there's not There's not that you can't even get about 2 seconds to be able to set it up. Coach Leiby and Coach Kaiser basically sharing the offensive play calling most of the time, and they're having a tough time trying to figure out what's going to work. Late getting this play in because of the change at center. Raybuck back in at center, Mason that is. They'll get to the line of scrimmage with 4 on the play clock, and Brody will get it snapped. He'll go to the left side. Snyder has some room this time and sneaks his way through for a gain of about 5. Samar makes the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 6 for Shikellamy from the Braves' 22-yard line.
I feel really good that Mason Raybuck's back in the game, Kevin. Not just because we need him, but because when he first came off, he was really limping bad. Now he looks like he's walking, I'd say at about 95%.
Raybuck now with a 3rd down, and we'll call it 6 from the 23-yard line. I don't think the Braves have converted a 3rd down here today, have they?
No, they have not. They don't have a 1st down, Kevin.
Raybuck under center. He'll hand the ball. No, he's going to keep it. They're going to set up the screen pass. Well, actually, I think it might have been a screen pass, and then it looked like Wetzel was the tight end on the safety valve.
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to say.
He was about 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, over towards the Shikellamy's left hash. So
it wasn't a true screen, but it looked like it might have been intended for the tight end and receiver to make the 2 blocks out there for the running back, and it just didn't happen. Punting situation with Kuntz.
Nice punt.
He does get a good one. And Peacock takes it in front, and that ball is free. And Peacock actually stripped it out of Jordan's hands and almost put it right into the hands of Luke Snyder. But Peacock is able to recover it at the 38-yard line.
Heads up play by Connor. That ball Cotton had just dropped in front of him. About that time, one of the Braves arrived, and he smacked into Connor Peacock, but he reached out and got the ball and actually tried to run with it, and he lost another 2 yards. This is the worst position that Jersey Shore has had as far as the field goes tonight.
I think maybe their first possession was about the 40-yard line. So it's pretty close to the worst, Ball to 42-yard line, 1st and 10. And back to pass is Jordan. Jordan right down the middle of the field, and that one at the feet of Elijah Jordan, incomplete. And that's the second one that Brady Jordan has put at the feet of a receiver. Coming into the game, though, he was 15 of 19, 2 interceptions, 5 touchdowns. Has a couple of good passes, a couple of big passes, including a touchdown pass tonight.
Well, he's 5 for 9 right now, Kevin.
In motion is Elijah Jordan. He'll get the give. And he'll turn it up and get to the 45, short of the 50 to the 49-yard line. That'll be a gain of 7. That'll bring up a 3rd down and long 3. Jordan quickly to the line of scrimmage. He'll get the snap, and that ball is loose. And Jordan is going to get pounded as he picked up the football. I'm not even sure the running back was completely set on that one, but they did not whistle it or flag it. It goes as a loss back to the 44-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4, bringing up a second, or make that a 4th down and 8, and a punting situation. Now, remember, Peacock is one of those fleet of foot guys. He's also the punter. Wobbly snap. He gets a beauty off. I mean, that was hammered. Hits at the 10, rolls down, and died like a wedge shot at the 2-yard line. Oh, wow.
Maybe your wedge shot. That was a high lofting pitching wedge that came down and hit the green and stuck.
52 yards unofficially on the punt. They'll actually make it about 51 because they'll spot it at the 3-yard line. Oh, wow, what a punt. And that ball just died right there. It was almost like the ball hit the ground and all the air went out of it.
Have the Braves been outside the 25-yard line to start any of these series, Kevin?
Maybe one.
Oh, I'm sorry, on kickoffs.
On the
Remember,
kickoff return.
Twice now that Chase Morgan has gotten them out.
Yeah, I knew. I remembered one on a kickoff return.
They're not going to get this off.
They got 4 on the play clock now. They're going to get 3, 2. They do get it off, and it looks like a quarterback keeper. Yep, the Rabick train. And the tracks were not open that time for the gain of a half a yard.
So is that 0 or is it half? I guess I'll give him a half a yard.
I give him 1. It's a hometown scoring.
I am.
Hometown scoring.
And it's not official.
Right.
These will not appear in the daily item tomorrow.
Or any other item.
Or any other item.
2nd down and 9 3/4 if you're a Harry Potter fan.
They're looking to get safety here.
Here comes the handoff. And wow. I mean, there was a hole there, and then as soon as he hit the hole, boom. And there wasn't much for Schaefer Knights more than maybe a yard there, bringing up 3rd down and 8.
That's the first positive yard that Isaac's had tonight. He's only ran the ball 3 times.
Clock winding down with 3:40 to go here in the half. Jersey Shore leading at 28-0 here at Shikellamy Stadium. The Braves haven't even sniffed the Jersey Shore side of the field at this point.
No, they're down there close to the sewage treatment plant. That's what they're sniffing.
The good news is, though, when you compare that to last week's game, the Braves are actually in better shape than Selinsgrove was at this point.
So far.
Yes. And that little counter is
getting
sweep. Back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. And is that Snyder?
It is.
Yeah, it's Snyder.
I had to wait. Again, there's not a whole lot of time between the time that the running backs get the ball and they end up going down.
And here comes Nick Coons again in a very familiar position in the end zone, right?
In the shadow of the pad on the goalpost that says Braves. Low snap, wobbler, he gets it away after some pressure, and they roughed him.
They roughed the kicker.
And this time it's going to be returned by Elijah Jordan up the right side. Jordan breaks a couple of tackles, gets down to the 14-yard line, and a late flag coming in there.
They're going to give a penalty to the Braves tackler, all right, because he got up and he shoved him when he got up. And so what that means.
No, that might be a dead ball foul, which might be a different situation now.
Okay.
The roughing would then take place. You would get the first down if it was a roughing call, and then they would march off the dead ball foul after that. But that is my impression of the situation.
You're right, Kevin.
Let's see what the official calls here. It is a chop block against the Braves.
Really?
That's interesting. And now a roughing the kicker personal foul against Jersey Shore. Those penalties offset. Then we have a dead ball foul, personal foul against Shikellamy that will now be marched off half the distance to the goal.
So Jersey Shore wins.
In the
Big
whole
time.
in the whole grand scheme of things, yes.
Big time.
You're right. So the roughing the kicker is nullified by a chop block call. When one player is blocking high and then engages, and then another player blocks low, that's the call on the chop block. And then the roughing was a dead ball foul that does get enforced after the two other penalties are offsetting. So now it'll be 4th down and 10 from the 3-yard line, and we're going to do this all over again. 2:30 to go here in the half. Jersey Shore leading it 28-0. And this one, they put pressure on Kuntz last time and almost got to it. High snap controlled, gets it away.
We did it again.
And that one is going to go to Elijah Jordan. And Jordan will come to the near side after stopping at the 25. He's going to try to get to the corner. He is not going to outrun Schaefer Knights at the 19. But was there a flag? There is no flag in the end zone.
There's no flag, but he got knocked down again, so I don't know.
There is no flag in the end zone for any sort of roughing.
Well, Jersey Shore is going to have excellent field position again. I sound like a broken record, Kevin.
Well, they do indeed have excellent field position in the red zone.
That's what your
already.
defense does for you.
Yeah.
I mean, my gosh.
Well, and a good return.
Oh yeah.
And good special teams returns, and by far Peacock and Jordan both doing very well. I mean, Peacock averaging 31 yards a punt return. Timeout by Shikellamy. That'll be their final timeout now. That'll give us a chance to remind you that you can catch Steelers football all season on 100.9 The Valley. Steelers hosting the Patriots on Sunday. Pregame at 11 a.m. Kickoff with Bill Hillgrove and Craig Wolfley starts at 1 on 100.9 The Valley. And the Eagles all season on Eagle 107. Merrill Reese, Mike Quick have Monday Night Football this week. Pregame starts at 7:30 Monday night with a kickoff at 8:30 on Eagle 107. And here's my suggestion to you. Turn your radio up. Turn the sound down on Monday Night Football, and you'll get Merrill and Mike doing the call. And then what you want to do is you want to try and sync it up with your TV.
If they do that with us, they won't be able to hear anybody. Right?
Well, you don't need to because of YouTube.
Yeah, you could just watch it. That's true.
And you know what? It's not like Thursday Night Football where you have to buy Prime.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch that last night.
Because you don't have Prime?
I know. That's ridiculous.
Brady Jordan with the quarterback, with the shotgun snap as a quarterback. Pump fakes, fires it. Now he goes outside, and a nice form tackle right at the knees on Peacock by Morgan. And that'll be a 4-yard gain, just short of the 15-yard line to the 14. Clock winding with 2:10 to go here in the half, rather. Here's the handoff. That one goes to Sechrist that time. And Sechrist will get close to the first down marker at the 10. They're going to give him 4. It'll bring up 3rd down and 1 at the 11, and right back to the shotgun sidecar right for Jordan. Handoff to the big man, and he is going to be wrestled down, but he still pulls a guy all the way down to the 5-yard line. A 6-yard run as he had Raybuck on his back, carried him, fireman's carry style almost, for 6. Wow. Here's the handoff. Nope, going to be a play fake. Rolling out to the near side is Jordan. Jordan will be into the end zone for his 3rd touchdown run of the ball game with 1:36 to go in the half.
7-yard run, Kevin?
6.
6-yard run,
yeah,
okay.
We'll go 6.
All right. Because that happened so fast, I didn't see where the down marker was.
Yeah,
so.
The grass doesn't grow too quickly underneath the feet of these teams, of this team.
You know, when they do run that hurry-off offense, Kevin, it affects me trying to do any stats.
Kick is good. That makes it 35-0 Jersey Shore with 1:36 to go here in the half at Shikellamy Stadium. Taking a look at some other scores from around the region in the second. 35-0 Lewisburg trailing Southern Columbia. Southern up 35-0. Milton leading Mount Carmel in the second, 13-6. Bloomsburg 28-0 over Midwest in the second. Line Mountain 13, Marion Catholic 6 in the second. Muncie 49, Montgomery nothing in the second. Montoursville 14, Central Columbia nothing in the second. And in our Blaise Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough Game of the Week, up in Loyalsock Township on the turf, Loyalsock 7, Danville nothing in the second.
That Milton Mount Carmel score surprises me.
Yeah.
I would have thought that, and it's out of the Silver Bowl too. So
that is not a happy Silver Bowl right now.
Maybe Coach Davis has really turned things around.
Have they?
Yeah.
You know, went over the top.
Yeah, they're 3-0, and they go to Mount Carmel, who's 3-0. That would put a snare in Mount Carmel's district run.
High kick, and Martin will take it at the 13, to the 15, to the 20, to the 23, and runs out of real estate as a Halloween-esque sea of orange and white come down on him.
He had no place to even try to split any of the guys running in their lanes that time.
Minute 31 to go here in the half, and the Braves do not have a timeout. Jersey Shore leading at 35-0. Braves trying to get some points on the board to keep that from being a running clock and get an opportunity to maybe get some positive plays here tonight. Selinsgrove struggled for that a week ago.
Well, again, they're down to 7 seconds here.
Come right out from the huddle on the sideline.
3 seconds, yeah.
And they'll get it away.
Got it off.
And there's nothing there off the right side. That time it was Schaefer Knights who did not find any room off the right side, and it'll be a gain of 0. Second down and 10, and the clock winds with 1:10 to go.
Probably for Coach Kaiser, you just want to get this second quarter over with.
Yeah, they're in no hurry right now to take this one. They're going to run the play clock down as far as they can. Reba comes to the sideline. Brody will come back out now with 10. He'll deliver it to the huddle, and whistle, and they're going to reset the play clock.
I think they had it at 25 instead of 40.
Could be.
Yeah, that might have been the case before.
Play clock back working. Week 1 there was a little bit of an issue. They had to spend the last 2 weeks working on it. Finally got it rolling again.
Well, the company said they had bad remotes, and we got 3 of them back to back to back.
Wow. Well, good news is it's there, and it's definitely in a visible spot. Better than the other week. There's a handoff to Schaefer Knights, spun down and loses a yard. Coming up to make the tackle is Springman.
I think they put it. Did they put it right at the original line of scrimmage? Yeah, I think
right
it's 0.
about.
I think it's 0 yardage again, Kev.
Nice thing though with the play clocks, at least there's one on each side.
Yeah.
Now there is no game clock. But that was a problem for the Bucknell Bison at VMI. They did not have a play clock or a game clock at the one end, and it was a challenge. It's been a challenging first half for the Braves. Jersey Shore leading it at the half, 35-0. Halftime report coming up next here on News Radio 1070 WKOK and on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel. This is Shikellamy Braves football.
With all the great vehicles out there to drive, Lyle's not always going to be in a Bronco. But when he does want a Bronco, he knows to go to BlaiseAlexander.com. With over 20 locations across Pennsylvania and thousands of cars to choose from, BlaiseAlexander.com is your one place to shop for both sales and service. So let Lyle help you fetch your next vehicle, only at BlaiseAlexander.com.
Now that I'm buying my first home, the folks at Nori Bank have been incredibly helpful. Anytime I have questions, I've got Brenda. She's just a phone call away.
When it comes to my retirement planning, I've got Jared.
I'm ready to open a savings account for my grandson, and I've got Tim.
I've got Robin.
I've got Rose. For all of my banking needs, I've got Nori Bank.
The right people, the right solutions, the right bank. The Northumberland National Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Your local butcher shop is Northumberland's own Mertz Meats.
With their famous homemade smoked bologna, Mertz Meats is a cut above the rest. Find the best in hamburgers and hot dogs, scrapple, hams, smoked cheese, and the perfect cut of steak. Oh, and the bacon. Don't ever forget about the bacon. Simply put, great people with great food. That's Mertz Meats.
You can't beat our meat at Mertz's Meats.
Mertz Meats, Route 147, Susquehanna Trail, Northumberland.
The Sunbury Motor Company.
Austin Martin, Kia Elite Sales Consultant, Maranatha Christian School.
Amber Wren, Certified Hyundai and Lincoln Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Ian Chikuski, Certified Ford Sales Professional, Mount Carmel and Shamokin area.
Christopher Stengline, Ford Certified Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Tom Mertz, fourth generation owner, Sunbury Motor Company, Shikellamy High School.
A tradition of trust since 1915.
Emily Eisen Treasurer. Section leaders include Brianna Winter and Emily Eisen Woodwinds, Reese Beerley Brass, and Gabe McCracken Percussion. Our 2022 color guard captain is Miss Abby Schaefer. The band would like to thank the Jersey Shore Music Boosters, Jersey Shore School District staff and administration, and the Jersey Shore School District Board of Education for their effort and support of our many music programs. And now, under the field direction of Senior Drum Major Kira Beerley, we invite you to enjoy and please put your hands together for the Jersey Shore High School Bulldog Marching Band.
Mark and Troy here from Zimmerman Motors. It's Jeep Adventure Days, and we're celebrating with the biggest Jeep sale of the year.
Run, don't walk. We'll even pick you up. Every new Jeep is discounted for this event.
Now that's huge, Troy. Every Jeep discounted. You never pay over sticker here. So get here soon for the best selection. Adventure Days is all about having fun in your Jeep, and we are Jeep people. Let us show you why we sell more Jeeps for less.
So come in and see why people have been coming from all over the region to Zimmerman's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Sunbed. And experience what we call the Zimmerman different. Call 570-988-JEEP or visit us online at ZimmermanJeep.com.
Your local butcher shop is Northumberland's own Mertz Meats. With their famous homemade smoked bologna, Mertz Meats is a cut above the rest. Find the best in hamburgers and hot dogs, scrapple, hams, smoked cheese, and the perfect cut of steak. Oh, and the bacon. Don't ever forget about the bacon. Simply put, great people with great food. That's Mertz Meats.
You can't beat our meat at Mertz's Meats.
Mertz Meats, Route 147, Susquehanna Trail, Northumberland.
Platinum Central PA is opening its 6th location in Hershey, Pennsylvania. Come see us in Carlisle, Mechanicsburg, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Selinsgrove, and now Hershey, PA. Take a test drive and be automatically registered to win a brand new 2022 Mitsubishi Mirage, or visit creditpa.com today and apply for credit. Come on, Central Pennsylvania, you already know. Platinum, baby. We get you.
Now that I'm buying my first home, the folks at Nori Bank have been incredibly helpful. Anytime I have questions, I've got Brenda. She's just a phone call away.
When it comes to my retirement planning, I've got Jared.
I'm ready to open a savings account for my grandson, and I've got Tim.
I've got Robin.
I've got Rose. For all of my banking needs, I've got Nori Bank.
The right people, the right solutions, the right bank. The Northumberland National Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
The Sunbury Motor Company.
Austin Martin, Kia Elite Sales Consultant, Maranatha Christian School.
Amber Wren, Certified Hyundai and Lincoln Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Ian Chikuski, Certified Ford Sales Professional, Mount Carmel and Shamokin area.
Christopher Stengline, Ford Certified Sales Consultant, Selinsgrove Area High School.
Tom Mertz, fourth generation owner, Sunbury Motor Company, Shikellamy High School.
A tradition of trust since 1915.
Mark and Troy here from Zimmerman Motors. It's Jeep Adventure Days, and we're celebrating with the biggest Jeep sale of the year.
Run, don't walk. We'll even pick you up. Every new Jeep is discounted for this event.
Now that's huge, Troy. Every Jeep discounted. You never pay over sticker here. So get here soon for the best selection. Adventure Days is all about having fun in your Jeep, and we are Jeep people. Let us show you why we sell more Jeeps for less.
So come in and see why people have been coming from all over the region to Zimmerman's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Sunbury. And experience what we call the Zimmerman different. Call 570-988-JEEP or visit us online at ZimmermanJeep.com.
Now that I'm buying my first home, the folks at Nori Bank have been incredibly helpful. Anytime I have questions, I've got Brenda. She's just a phone call away.
When it comes to my retirement planning, I've got Jared.
I'm ready to open a savings account for my grandson. And I've got Tim.
I've got Robin.
I've got Rose. For all of my banking needs, I've got Nori Bank.
The right people, the right solutions, the right bank. The Northumberland National Bank. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
With all the great vehicles out there to drive, Lyle's not always going to be in a Bronco. But when he does want a Bronco, he knows to go to blazealexander.com. With over 20 locations across Pennsylvania and thousands of cars to choose from, blazealexander.com is your one place to shop for both sales and service. So let Lyle help you fetch your next vehicle, only at blazealexander.com.
And welcome back on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel. Kevin Herr along with the Chief Dave Ritchie. We're going to run down some scores here in just a minute as the Braves trail Shikellamy by a score of 35-0. Got 14 points in the first quarter, and the Braves are thinking, okay, maybe we can hang for a little bit. And then Jersey Shore had just too many short fields to work with. And after missing a 45-yard field goal and then missing a field goal early in the game on the first drive, the Braves then just kind of couldn't stop the running game. A couple of touchdown passes, but a couple of big, long runs. And Jersey Shore, with those short fields, took advantage in the second quarter with 3 touchdowns to make it 35-0 here at the half on WKOK Sports YouTube channel. Here in just a moment, we'll run down some scores from across the region and give you an update on what's been going on with our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough game of the week. Selinsgrove and Shamokin, they're tied at 7 at the half on Eagle 107 and on the SBC Sports YouTube channel. Here at Shikellamy Stadium, the Braves trail Jersey Shore 35-0. Selinsgrove Shamokin tied at 7 at the half. Southern Columbia 42, Lewisburg nothing. That game in the second. Milton 13, Mount Carmel 12 at the half. Bloomsburg 28, Midwest nothing at the half. Hughesville 14, Warrior Run 6 in the second. Berwick 20, Williamsport 3 in the first. That was the last check on that one. Halftime for Line Mountain leading Marion Catholic 13-6. Muncie 56, Montgomery nothing in the second. Mifflinburg 22, Central Mountain nothing in the second. Montoursville shutting out Central Columbia 14-0 at the half. And our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough game of the week, Loyalsock leading Danville up in Loyalsock Township by a score of 7-0 at the half. And that is our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough game of the week, where it's worth the drive to Route 45. Final moments of halftime as the teams come out and loosen up. We'll return with the opening kickoff for the second half. Braves kicking off to Jersey Shore when we return on News Radio 1070 WKOK and on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel. And continuing here on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel, Kevin Herr along with the Chief Dave Ritchie here at Shikellamy. And Chief, the Braves, they have to hit the reset button here and just get some offensive momentum and something positive going.
Yeah, and Kevin, the way the Jersey Shore defense has stifled everything that they tried to do, it's going to be a major task for them, in order to do that. I think probably Jersey Shore will play their starters first, second series in this, and maybe we'll see a different quarterback, and a lot of times, you bring in an offensive line that's a little bit different, just to give the kids experience in that. But well, we'll see what happens. That's last week, Coach Hicks from Selinsgrove put his second team in the whole second half.
Here at Shikellamy, halftime has just come to an end, and the Braves trailing it 35-0. Welcome those of you listening online on WKOK.com and on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel tonight, as we again bring you dual coverage depending on how you want to watch and or listen to the broadcast. And of course, you can always watch the games afterwards on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel. We invite you to click subscribe. If you want to hear it on your own time without having to worry about the video side of it, it's a great little way to listen to the game. The WKOK podcast of the broadcast is available to you. You can find Shikellamy and WKOK Sports podcast on the major podcast providers, including Google Play, Spotify, and, of course, on Apple Podcasts as well. It's one of the ways you like to listen to it afterwards, Chief.
All the time, Kevin. If I'm going for a long drive, I just, listen to get the old sync into the car with the Apple phone and download that and listen to myself. And you.
Thanks. I thought maybe you fast forwarded to the parts where I was talking.
Kevin, Shikellamy must have deferred and won the toss because Jersey Shore's going to kick off here.
Yeah, I swore that I saw the referee touch the shoulder of Jersey Shore.
You did. I agree with you 100%.
I never saw.
But they did it down here in the end zone, so.
I never officially saw who won the toss.
Yeah.
I just assumed by that.
You were right.
So the Braves will take the ball now, and that kick will be hammered by Miller. Taken at the 4-yard line by Morgan. Up the hash marks, now to the middle of the field. He's trying to get to the outside. Made a man miss at the 30, to the 35, to the 35, but the ball was loose. And picking it up and going the opposite direction with it is Tate Sechrist. And he's going to go for a touchdown. A scoop and score of 32 yards. Wow.
Did he take the ball off of
I
Morgan?
think on the hit, the ball went up in the air slightly, not ultra high in the air, but just enough to give Tate the opportunity to pick the ball out of the sky and race it into the end zone.
So basically, it was like after he got the fumble, it was like a 25 to 30 yard run with it.
That's exactly right.
It's every defensive or kickoff player's dream for that to happen to him.
And the extra point is good.
And if you're the guy carrying the ball, it's your nightmare.
Indeed.
Well, with 15 seconds off the clock here in the third quarter, Bulldogs on the board again with that fumble, pickup, and run in for a touchdown. It's not a pick six, is it?
It is not. It's a scoop and score.
Scoop and score 6, 42-0. Jersey Shore on top.
So now the clock will only stop on timeouts, on the change of possession, and after scores. I believe on change of possession. I'm second guessing myself on that one. Jersey Shore now leading at 42-0. Going back to 2019, it was one of the toughest nights.
That was the first game of the season.
Yeah,
remember?
It was one of the toughest nights for Shikellamy. 70 points in the first half of the game with Lewisburg, but 72 points is what they scored against Shikellamy that night in 2019. And here's the kick. Dan McKinnon also helping me out with that one. Emailed me that this morning. And now Martin will have it again. Stutter steps to the middle of the field, comes out to the outside of the 20, gets hammered again at the 24-yard line. Thank Dan McKinney for that little reminder. Hopefully it does not become more than just a little reminder. So the Braves with a 1st and 10 now at the, the 30, and make that the 25-yard line. Trailing at 42-0 now with a running clock. take this opportunity to pause 10 seconds for station identification.
And
This is Shikellamy Braves football. And during that
Coach
pause,
Kaiser is not happy, Kevin.
He is not. I saw the headset come off.
Because they had to call timeout because the clock was running down and they did not have one of their offensive linemen in the huddle, and he is not happy, and I don't blame him, Kevin, because I'll be honest with you, there's no excuse for not paying attention when you're on the sidelines and you're one of the players.
What's the old line? It doesn't cost anything to pay attention?
It does not.
Well, a Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game could be a number of plays tonight. Unfortunately, they're all on the Jersey Shore side. We'll have that for you in the postgame here on News Radio 1070 WKOK. So, looking at a 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line after the timeout. Raybuck in the shotgun. He'll take the direct snap. Pressure's coming. He'll send it out to the tight end, Lucas Wetzel. Wetzel with very tight coverage on him and a hand on his back, but Wetzel falls down, but it was not from the hand on the back, so no flag came out. And even if he did catch it, it might have been a loss of a yard, too.
I don't understand why you don't try to get downfield. You know, I mean, he was right on the line of scrimmage when the ball was thrown. Of course, again, Brody had two guys coming in from one guy from the right, one guy from the left.
Right. Raybuck at the center. Raybuck in the shotgun. He'll take the direct snap. Knows a hit's coming. Fires one up. He was trying to get the timing to Luke Snyder, but overthrew Snyder, and Connor Griffin on the cornerback coverage almost had a better chance of catching it.
Out, down, and up. You know,
But-
that's no snake pattern there that he ran.
But a good pass. I mean, it was a good tight spiral. Definitely had the distance to get there, and it was on the outside shoulder. It was just about 5 yards too far downfield. That'll bring up 3rd down. Clock winding under 10 minutes remaining here in the 3rd. 42-0 in favor of Jersey Shore. Brody under center again with a long count. And I'm not sure if Schaefer Knights really had that ball right away. It looked like he was trying to get it off of his hip. It didn't matter. He got snowed under immediately for a loss of 2. And that'll mark it back to the 22-yard line and a punting situation for the Braves.
Yeah, I got him down for -2. I mean, you can't tell. There's so many. It's like.
It is a textbook version of gang tackling.
Yeah, that's exactly what you got to call it, Kevin.
High snap controlled, though, by Kuntz. Line drive kick. Hits at the 40. Bounces around, and it will wobble its way down to the 40. Let's see, they'll spot at the 39-yard line.
49, Kevin.
I'm sorry.
Looks like it's at the 47.
Actually, I was going to say, I looked at that wrong. I had it going on the wrong side. It's actually at the 47. You're right.
You are.
I was about 5 yards away from that one.
No, actually, you're closer to 10 yards away from it, but that's
See,
all
I
right.
can't even do the math on it. I was so far away, I couldn't even do the math. Jersey Shore the ball yet again in Shikellamy territory at the 47-yard line. Clock will start now. There's the direct snap. Coming to the near side on the wide receiver screen. It goes to Griffin. Griffin tackled immediately. Nice open field tackle for the Braves by number 9, Connor Fassbinder.
Looks like a 4-yard pickup, Kevin.
Fassbinder, getting some play time this year, in this game. The 6'1", 153 sophomore at corner now for the Braves. And that will be a false start against Jersey Shore, so it will march it back. So the 5 yards the Bulldogs just got, we're given right back, and it'll be 2nd down and 9, back at the 48-yard line now of Shikellamy. Shotgun, sidecar, right, 3 receivers to the far side, and the give goes to Elijah Jordan, and he goes nowhere. Lost a yard as well on the play, and one of the guys
Knights.
coming up, I was going to say Schaefer
Knights and Luke Snyder.
Luke Snyder was the one I saw getting up last, too, yep.
Packer must be hurt. Sechrist has been in there the last 3 offensive series.
There's a swing pass to Peacock. Peacock with a couple of blockers, breaks one tackle, and goes down at the 45-yard line. That'll be a gain of 5. It'll bring up a 4th down and 7, and a very late flag coming now from the far side. And it looked like one of the Braves might have been talking with one of the officials, and I don't know if that's what caused the flag or if there was something else going on. We'll find out. It's a dead ball foul no matter what. And it is unsportsmanlike conduct against Jersey Shore.
Well, there's a Brave with a cramp on the opposite side.
So, again, Jersey Shore with just, I mean, for a really good team, just too many penalties. And that's a penalty that's easily avoided. Especially in a game where you're in command with 7:52 and a running clock in the second half.
Well, we don't have a running clock now because of the cramps.
Well, that's true. That is a good point. The injury timeout does stop, and it's Morgan that gets up that is going to have to try and walk it off with a little bit of help.
You're supposed to walk heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe.
Is that right?
That's what Faith Gingrich told me. Heel to toe.
Now, how do you do that?
Yeah, like heel to toe.
Heel landing.
Toe. Yeah. Not toe to heel.
We need a camera on the WKOK Sports YouTube channel for your image here.
Just look at the way he's walking.
Oh.
See, heel to toe.
You know, maybe one of these, maybe in the coming years, we'll get you a telestrator. That'd be fun.
Just another thing for me to do with all these papers in front of me. And then you want me to have a magic wand on the computer screen, right? I'll be drawing all kinds of stuff.
I've been asking for that for Bucknell for years, but I didn't get that.
You'd be dangerous with that.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, no, you'd be dangerous.
You can hear the Doug Bird song on the Bison tomorrow on 100.9 The Valley. Talk more about that in a few.
That was a 15-yard penalty, big guy.
Sure was. And there's a punt that pretty much went right up in the air. Hits at about the 25, takes a beautiful Jersey Shore roll down to the 6-yard line, and Peacock has another inside the 20 on a ball that hit at about the 30-yard line. Wow, when things go right, they just go right.
You know, it depends. When that ball's end over end, it depends on which end of the football and what if it's, as far as the spin going or the turn and that stuff, and it was just right to just keep on going. The Braves are probably getting tired of looking at, starting inside the 10.
Yeah, I would imagine. Well, the Bucknell Bison on the road at Central Michigan, taking on the FBS Chippewas. That'll be tomorrow afternoon on 100.9 The Valley. Doug Birdsong, Todd Newcomb have the call, starting at 12:30. Kickoff is at 1. I was able to get a flight out of Williamsport, but at $4,000, it just didn't seem right. Back to pass. It was intended for Morgan, and Morgan almost got, or maybe Martin rather.
Martin, it was intended
and Martin
for Martin.
Almost got tackled before he caught it by Samar.
Well, I'm telling you what, I got a lot of respect for Coach Kaiser. He said, what do I got to lose? Let's work on our passing game, get the kids to block.
Absolutely.
Get some short passes in here.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a rough first 4 games of the season for the Braves. They were very optimistic coming in that they might be able to be at least 2-2 by the midseason. And that pass is tipped and incomplete.
Almost intercepted.
Martin was the intended receiver, and you're right, Brady Jordan almost got that one, and I believe it was tipped. I think it was tipped by
you're right.
by Angle, the defensive end.
And the other thing with the running clock, it really doesn't matter. Like if you run or throw, it's going to the ball's going to keep going on the incompletions.
Well, you've got
the clock's going to keep on going.
You've got a freshman quarterback that's trying to get a little bit of experience in the pocket with a little bit of pressure, and he's going to have a little bit of pressure here from Jersey Shore, I'm sure. And you have some receivers that have been really struggling to learn their routes and make the catch. Direct snap to Rabick. He's in the end zone. He's going to throw it, but that's going to be intentional grounding, I believe, he did have a receiver in the vicinity, so it will not be grounding. In the general vicinity was Matt Schaefer, so they did not call intentional grounding in the end zone, and it will be 4th down and 10.
I think they might have caught a break on that one, Kevin. I think that was, since it's 42-0,
Probably right. Here comes the punt now from Kuntz. And he'll get the direct snap and get a pretty good punt off. Peacock at the 39-yard line, to the 35, to the 30, right up the middle of the field, now to the hash marks, breaking a tackle at the 25, inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. Clock stop with 4:58 to go here in the third. Jersey Shore leading it 42-0.
Another cramp.
And another Shikellamy player needs a little bit of help before the Bulldogs get a chance to get this one back into play. That'll give us an opportunity to take a look at our WKOK.com high school football scoreboard. And in our Blaise Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough game of the week, it was 7-0 Loyalsock at the half. Danville now has come back to take the lead, 10-7 in the third quarter. Blaise Alexander Ford, where it's worth the drive to Route 45 in Lewisburg. Other scores from around the region at the half: South Williamsport leading Cowanesque Valley by a score of 34-7. That's at the half. In the third quarter, Line Mountain 19, Marion Catholic 6, Muncie 56, Montgomery nothing. That game hasn't even reached halftime yet. Mifflinburg 22, Central Mountain 7 in the second quarter. Mount Carmel now has come back and has taken the lead on Milton 20-13 in the third quarter in the Silver Bowl. Bloomsburg shutting out Midwest 40-0 in the third. And let's see, I had one more update I wanted to pass along to you. There we go. Lewisburg trailing Southern Columbia 48-0 in the third. And in the third in Selinsgrove, Shamokin and Selinsgrove still tied at 7.
That was Chase again. That's like he was the one that was on the far side, and he just picked up another cramp here.
Jordan now will hand it off, and that will go to the other Jordan, Elijah. And he'll pick up about 5 yards down to the 15-yard line.
That was a nice job over there by Ethan Turbo Ortiz to make him turn inside and only pick up 2 yards.
Under center again is Jordan. Sends Peacock in motion. Pitch to the near side, and that's Elijah Jordan once again trying to turn the corner to the 10. He's going to be inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. Now the question is, do they spot him there, or did he step out of bounds first? He's about the 7-yard line, which is good enough for a first down. First and goal for the Bulldogs with 4:07 to go here in the third quarter. Jersey Shore leading it by a score of 42-0. One back behind Brady Jordan. That's Elijah Jordan. Peacock in motion to the near side, moving right to left. The pitch to Elijah. He gets strung out and then gets to the edge, to the 10, to the 5, stretches into the end zone, inside the pylon. Touchdown, Jersey Shore, with 3:44 remaining here in the third quarter. Off the right side, an 8-yard touchdown run for Elijah Jordan. His 5th touchdown of the season. Actually make it the 4th touchdown of the season.
He's got great speed. They do a nice job of keeping everybody inside. They block down on the linemen. They get to pick off the linebackers when they try to scrape outside. All they have to do is try to make sure that outside backer gets blocked. And that time, I thought Turber did a nice job, but he get a little juke step and got around him. He got absolutely no help. No help at all.
Extra point is good. They'll make it 49-0 Jersey Shore after the 8-yard touchdown run by Elijah Jordan. 3:44 remaining in this third quarter. That'll be the second touchdown of the third quarter for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs in the third quarter only scoring 21 points this year. Listen to this, 63 points in the first quarter, 97 in the second quarter, 21 in the third. The Braves, however, defensively, they have given up nothing, Jersey Shore, in the first half. The Braves, however, have done a little bit better in the second and third quarter, scoring 21 and 17 in those two quarters. I'm sorry, they defensively giving up 21 and 17 in those quarters, but offensively scoring 27 in the second quarter and 14 in the fourth quarter. Second quarter has been their quarter as well this year. That was the whole point of that long drawn-out stat that I really kind of stumbled over a little bit.
It happens,
I admit
Kevin.
it.
It happens to the best of
I admit it. Good intentions. Martin picks it up on the shoulder at the 7. Gets to the edge now. Breaks 2 tackles to the 20, to the 25, and that's as far as he's going to get as he is dropped there at about the 24-yard line. They're going to spot him. Looks like that was, thought it was Samar on the stop, but I couldn't quite see.
You forgot my binoculars, and I forgot my binoculars.
Oh, I think I have them. I just didn't give them to you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's,
Isn't that nice of me?
That was nice.
I just didn't share.
That'd be another thing I'd have to have in my hands here besides my pen and all these papers.
That's the first time we've had room to do something like this in a while, though.
And we're not standing.
And we're not standing up, right?
Yeah. They're not going to get this off.
4 seconds,
3,
and the Braves may
2,
have to take another timeout or
1.
let the penalty go. Well, the officials left it go.
That was nice of them.
And that pass is incomplete as Martin had to come back for it. Morgan, I'm right, they're right the first time. Martin had to come back for it.
Nothing seems smooth. I mean, the receivers slipping and sliding, trying to catch the ball. The quarterback's getting pressured. It just doesn't. There's nothing gelling right now, and I guess that has a lot to do with the defensive pressure that Jersey Shore continues to throw in. And I don't see Packer on defense either. He is not. I don't think he's played since halfway through the second quarter.
Raybuck now the quarterback. He will take the ball, send it over to the far side, and having the leap was Snyder to get that one, and he does make the catch, but then lands awkwardly and gets up he actually hasn't gotten up at all because he's got a leg cramp. I'm going to say he was really, really awkwardly landing there on the loss of 3
yards.
As we said, coming up tomorrow on 100.9 The Valley, the Bucknell Bison are on the road at Central Michigan, taking on the Chippewas. That'll be tomorrow on 100.9 The Valley. Doug Birdsong, Todd Newcomb have the call. Starting at 12:30, kickoff at 1 from Mount Pleasant, Michigan, which is truly in the Lower Peninsula Center. Thus the term Central Michigan.
Kevin, this is not a night that you would get cramps.
It's a cool, comfortable night.
Something, and the Braves seem to have many more. I don't know. The coaches tell them, the trainers tell them, you have to drink water all week long.
I got a question for you. When I say Chippewas, what's the first thing that comes into your mind?
Indians.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down about the
great
big lake they call Gitchagumi.
Best line in that movie was, "Fellas, it's
too rough to feed you.
Fellas, it's been good to know you."
Yeah, it's been good to know you. Of course, we're talking about the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Or if you really want to say,
Gordon Lightfoot,
the wreck of the Ella Fitzgerald.
That's not right. That's just not right. 3rd down and long.
Gordon Lightfoot, great ballader band.
3rd down and long. Not a great party song, though.
No, it's not.
Raybuck with the direct snap. Swings it out to the near side to Lucas Wetzel, rather. And Wetzel can't hang on to that one. Coverage there by Peyton Whitman. So 4th down and long now for the Braves. Will likely bring out a punting situation for Shikellamy. And some new returners this time. Ashton Sweely to the near side. To the far side, it's Elijah Jordan. We're starting to see some Jersey Shore players filtering in now. Situational substitutions, if you will. Shikellamy really doesn't have too many players to situationally substitute. That ball is low, picked up by Kuntz, puts it in. Elijah Jordan gets it at about the 40, and he will go no further than that as he is grabbed by the ankle by Schaefer Knights. They'll spot him at the 43-yard line of Shikellamy on the way in. Minute 22 remaining on this one. Minute 22 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 49-0 Jersey Shore. Bulldogs with the football. A couple of penalties that have really kind of stopped a few drives for Jersey Shore. Some choices that they probably wouldn't make normally. And a change at quarterback now for the Bulldogs as well, as Jaron Loomis comes in at quarterback, the junior. He'll hand it off, and for a 6-yard gain, it will be Gabe Andrus on the carry, the senior. Bring up second down, we'll call it 4 from the Shikellamy 37-yard line. Again, some situational substitutions. And this one is a handoff to, again, another new back. That's going to be Bo Sechrist, the freshman. And he will get about a yard before Schaefer Knights puts him to the turf. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 3. And Jersey Shore will take this play one more time before the clock winds down. There's about 20 seconds on the game clock. Man in motion to the near side for the Bulldogs. The handoff again goes to, this looks like Peyton Whitman. Is that Whitman? No. Hang on one second. No, it is not. It is, it's actually Andrus again. Andrus. So that'll bring up 4th down and 1 when the 4th quarter starts next. At the end of 3, it is Jersey Shore 49, Shikellamy nothing. You're listening to Shikellamy football. Basketball coming up later on in the season here on WKOK and the WKOK Sports YouTube channel.
Mark and Troy here from Zimmerman Motors. It's Jeep Adventure Days, and we're celebrating with the biggest Jeep sale of the year.
Run, don't walk. We'll even pick you up. Every new Jeep is discounted for this event.
Now that's huge, Troy. Every Jeep discounted. You never pay over sticker here. So get here soon for the best selection. Adventure Days is all about having fun in your Jeep, and we are Jeep people. Let us show you why we sell more Jeeps for less.
So come in and see why people have been coming from all over the region to Zimmerman's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Sunbed. And experience what we call the Zimmerman different. Call 570-988-JEEP or visit us online at ZimmermanJeep.com.
Down and 9, and the Jersey Shore Bulldogs, 4th down and 1 rather, and the Bulldogs will push forward for almost a gain of 9. They got about 5 on that one.
And who's the quarterback now, Kevin?
The quarterback now is Jaron Loomis, the 6'3", 225 junior for the Bulldogs.
Looks like he got maybe a yard there, right, Kev?
Oh, no, he got more than that.
Looks like he got maybe 2 or 3
He got
yards.
about 4.
Okay. I was too busy doing stats.
Pitch to the near side. And breaking a tackle at the 30, down to the 25-yard line is the ball carrier, Gabe Andrus.
That's his 3rd carry for the game, Kevin. You know, he could end up being the leading rusher for the Bulldogs here. Looks like he picked up, what's going on? They got another cramp?
It's an official's timeout.
Martin's down on the field here.
Yeah, I see him on at about the 20-yard line now. They'll spot the ball with a gain of 7 to the 23-yard line.
Well, he's got 16 yards on 3 carries so far, Kev.
Indeed is. Give us a quick chance to update our Blaze Alexander Ford Built Ford Tough game of the week. And that one is at Loyalsock. The last check, it was in the 3rd quarter at Loyalsock, where Danville has come from behind after trailing at 7-0, now leading at 10-7. Danville leading Loyalsock. Blaze Alexander Ford, where it's worth the drive to Route 45 in Lewisburg. Out the way, Selinsgrove, Shamokin, both teams on Shikellamy schedule coming up. In the 4th quarter, that game is tied at 7. Under center now, the handoff goes to, boy, I'll tell you what, that time Shikellamy did a great job of defense. And before you could even see who got the ball.
27.
Yeah, that's going to go to Brody Herr, no relation.
You don't have any relation up at Jersey Shore?
Actually, I do. John Rosinski looked like he made the tackle on that one for Shikellamy. Seen a lot of new numbers now. Here's the pitch back to the far side to Sechrist. Bo Sechrist now A late flag coming into the backfield. It would be good enough for a first down gain of almost 10. But
well, it looks like you got eight that time. Let's see what happens though.
But did he get a little assistance to get to the edge?
Looks that way.
It is going to be a penalty against Jersey Shore. It will go down as a hold at about the 22-yard line. So this one will march it back to the 33-yard line and then bring up a third down and 13 for the Bulldogs.
Got a text that's from Coach Robsock, 17-7 Danville ahead right now. Is that what's on ours?
We have not gotten that official update yet. Under center now is going to be Loomis. Loomis will hand the ball off. Talon Mock, with the ball carrier, and he is stood up and driven backwards. They'll give him maybe a yard. They'll still bring up a fourth down and about 12. Host of Braves on that tackle, and leading the way, Schaefer Knights.
Mock, M-A-U-C-K.
That is correct.
Not related to Gene Mock, M-A-U-C-H. Gene Mock used to coach the Phillies.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm assuming they're not related is what I meant, because they're spelled differently. And Matt Catrillo, our producer back at our Blue Hill Studios, in charge of WKOK.com scoreboard, says yes. Just updated that 17-7 Danville. Punting situation for the Bulldogs, and this will bring Peacock in. This is an attempt for another inside the 20. It'll hit at the 10 and roll right down into the hands of Elijah Jordan at the 2-yard line. And the Braves have spent so much time inside their own 10 tonight.
Can't catch a break, man.
Wow. They have not had any. I don't think they've had a snap in Jersey Shore territory tonight.
No. They don't have a first down.
9:25 to go in this one. 49-0. Jersey Shore leading Shikellamy. And it's hard. This one was a 14-0 game at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, and there's it looks like a whole new starting 11 defense for them right now.
There's a lot of less than grungy white jerseys in there. We'll put it that way.
Well, they're going to have trouble. They're trying to get a team out here, and they got 11 seconds to get out there.
And again, Shikellamy has struggled to be able to put a JV team together in general.
They don't have enough running backs. That's the big problem.
Yeah, and linemen have been tough to find. And they do get the call, and it is the Raybuck train.
Yeah.
And that had a little bit of steam, picked up 4.
Yeah.
And now Brody gets up limping. Possibly he's coming to the sideline, and I believe we're going to see a change at quarterback now. It looks like it might be Lucas Wetzel.
Well, he's the backup quarterback.
Lucas Wetzel has not taken a snap this year. Will it be Wetzel? Actually, I don't think it is.
That's
I think it
might
might
be Hernandez.
No, it's actually Ethan Turber.
Oh, Turber, okay.
Turber is the backup quarterback. That's who I was waiting to see, but he was already in the game. That's why. And Turber will take it on the Raybuck lead engine, as this time it's not a Raybuck train. Turber will pick up 4 and bring up third down and 1. And he comes up with a little bit of a hitch in his giddy up, if you will. So, yeah, Ethan Turber Ortiz, the 5'11", 195 senior, actually was on the depth chart as the backup quarterback, but he did not take a snap at quarterback. I did see Lucas Wetzel come in. He played some quarterback last year, of course, before moving to tight end. But that's why it was because Ethan Turber was now moving to the quarterback spot. And Turber lost the ball that time. He hopped back on it after a loss of 1 to the 10. Bring up 4th down and 2 with 7:18 and a running clock here in the fourth quarter.
You almost should go for it.
You almost want to, yeah. But again, now you have Ethan Turber, who's walking a little bit slowly. And Jersey Shore in for the punt return. Turber in at quarterback right now, calling the play. Fastbinder, the sophomore, in the game as well. He'll go to the receiver spot on the far side. They'll go for it on 4th down and 2 from the 9-yard line. And it will be Turber who will find 3 yards at a first down. And with 6:30 to go here in the quarter and in the game, Shikellamy will come up with their first down of the ball game.
On 4 quarterback sneaks in a row.
On 4 quarterback sneaks indeed. That'll move the ball to the 12-yard. Well, it was one of the most effective plays, honestly, last week because they were averaging about 7-8 yards on it last week. And I'm not making fun of the play. I'm just being honest. That was a very effective play. They found a little bit of a gap with the way Central Mountain was lining up defensively and took advantage of it, including a touchdown run. Turber Ortiz under center with Martin in motion. Here's the stretch handoff. Coming out to the near side is Schaefer Knights. Schaefer Knights breaks a tackle. Schaefer Knights back to the hash marks. Schaefer Knights down to the 34-yard line. Schaefer Knights with a 22-yard run and a Shikellamy first down. Boy, I think if he would have stayed outside on that one, Chief, he might have been hard to catch.
Yeah, well, they had a couple kids had an angle on him, but people have had the angle on Isaac before, and he's ran away from him.
Yeah, we saw that on an 80-yard return right here in week 1 against Central Columbia. Fast finder to the far side of the field. Ethan Turber hands the ball off. Now coming to the near side with running room to the 40, to the 50, and knocked off his feet inside Jersey Shore territory is Schaefer at the 43-yard line.
That's Matt's first carry of the evening.
Indeed. First carry, a second carry of the season.
And how many yards do you think that was?
Well, that
Kev?
one started at the 34-yard line.
16 plus another 6. 22 yards, Kev.
A third straight first down on this series for the Braves. Clock winding with 4:31 to go, and hey, if you can get points on the board, that's at least a little momentum going into next week. Turber Ortiz a little slow to the line of scrimmage as the quarterback. He'll get the play off. It'll be this time Schaefer to the far side. He's got the edge to the 40, down the sidelines to the 30, to the 25, and Schaefer knocked out of bounds at the 24-yard line.
9-14 and 19. Looks like another 21, 22-yard run, Kevin.
And that's another first down for the Braves. We'll keep an eye on that Selinsgrove-Shamokin game. Of course, Braves have Selinsgrove coming up next week.
Actually, it's only 19 yards. My mistake, 19.
Ball spotted inside Jersey Shore territory. This is the first time the Braves have had snaps inside the Bulldogs, on the Bulldogs side of the field all game. At the 24-yard line. Clock winding now with 3:28 remaining. Trying to get some points on the board. Handoff up the middle as flag flies.
You know what that is, Kevin?
Yep, that's going to be Schaefer Knights off the left side. And that will be marched off against Shikellamy for holding. Southern Columbia leading Lewisburg 54-0 in the fourth quarter. All tied at 7 with Selinsgrove and Shamokin. You can catch that game on Eagle 107, 107.3 FM, or if you're listening on the Sunbury Broadcasting Corporation app tonight, just click Eagle 107 on the app after this game, and you can hear the conclusion of that one. Mount Carmel now leading Milton 28-19 in the third. Bloomsburg has now shut out Midwest 40-0. That a final. That was out at Midwest tonight in Middleburg. And it is going to be Ethan Turber Ortiz at quarterback. The give this time to Schaefer. Or make that the give to Schaefer. It is Schaefer. Down the sideline. Schaefer to the 5. Touchdown! Shikellamy! As Matt Schaefer gets the call and races it in 35 yards out for the score.
Good for you, Matt Schaefer. Good for you, Shikellamy offense.
That's Schaefer's first touchdown of the season.
Yeah, Matt Schaefer has unofficially 76 yards from the line of scrimmage rushing, Kevin, on 3 runs. Roughly 76.
So they'll go with the extra point here by Kuntz. He will set up. as Wetzel comes off the field. Snaps high, sets down. The kick is right into the line, I believe. And it is blocked. Yeah. I could not find the ball.
Yeah, it kind of disappeared.
I looked through the uprights just in case maybe something popped up or something, but the ball kind of got absorbed into the line.
A little bit of a black hole out there, Kevin.
It was.
The ball got sucked right into it.
49-6 as Shikellamy will kick the ball away.
What I like, when Matt Schaefer was running that ball, you noticed he had a man that had an angle on him, but he cut up inside instead of trying to keep going east-west. He said it's time to head north. And once he got a little bit down south, if you're going down that way, down the river, all right, he cut for the flag and got the touchdown. So, hey, that's a positive, man.
You betcha.
49-6. You got 3 or 4 first downs here.
Well, let's take this opportunity to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Shikellamy Braves football. Coming up in the postgame, we'll have the Shamokin Dam Health Center backbreaker play of the game. They've got a couple of those to choose from here tonight. Now Shikellamy will likely do an onside kick, and they've been very close to recovering these. Now, most of them have been surprise onside.
Kevin, Jersey Shore has their first team kickoff receiving squad in there. They're not going to try to monkey around and throw one together here just to get people to play.
And they're also not going with the hands team up front. It is a squib to the middle, and it will be free and picked up at the 27-yard line. Going to the far side is Dathan Tyson. Tyson out at the 40-yard line. They're going to spot him actually out at the 37-yard line. So with 2:34 to go, Jersey Shore will have one of their worst field positions of the ball game at their own 43-yard line. Keeping an eye on that Selinsgrove-Shamokin game. Of course, the Braves at Selinsgrove next week.
Did you give the 17-14 Danville over Loyalsock
I did indeed. And it continues to be 17-14 Danville over Loyalsock in the fourth quarter on the Blaise Alexander Ford-built Ford Tough game of the week. A timeout now. This one is by Shikellamy.
I don't know if they don't have the right people in there.
Yeah, I think they're doing some patchwork things here and might have been missing one. And that's the tough thing. I mean, and again, Shikellamy does not have many extra players on the sidelines that are dressed.
No, you're right.
It is not a very large team. As a matter of fact, Jersey Shore probably has a team and a half on the sidelines, and the Braves probably have half a team.
They have, when they were warming up, they had an offense, defense, 22 guys, and maybe another eight or nine standing in back of them. So that I don't even think they had 30 dressed tonight.
Clock stopped with a timeout. Shikellamy with one timeout remaining. 2:32 left here in this one. Jersey Shore with their second team in, and I believe we have another change at quarterback. We'll get you that in a minute because it's going to be the guy running the ball now. It's Paul Hale, the sophomore. Hale gets to the edge, gets the 50-yard line, and then takes on Martin. And Martin will just rip him down, but not before a gain of 7, 8. Actually, they'll give him 9 on the play into Shikellamy territory at the 47-yard line. And again, Jersey Shore does not have to really hurry up, but they are in that mode because that's their offense in general. So Paul Hale, the 6', 170 sophomore in the game. He'll hand the ball off left side. Running room there for Kalen Walker. And Walker will get the first down and gain about 7 to the 38.
He just kept going. I mean, he had leaning forward and kept his feet underneath him, and people were hanging all over him, and he picked up nice yardage.
Selinsgrove may go to the bonus round here. They're tied with Shamokin late in the fourth quarter, 7-all. Sidecar to the right now of the quarterback. And it's going to be a keeper for the quarterback, almost a face mask there on the Braves as Schaefer was trying to bring him down, but they do bring down Hale for no gain. That'll put it under 1 minute now, actually 1:05 right now on the play clock, or on the game clock rather. And Jersey Shore with a second down and 10. Shotgun sidecar right. And here comes the direct snap.39 going to be Hale again off the left side. Hale to the 40. Hale knocked out of bounds at the 39-yard line. And the play clock and game clock are in sync right now. So they do not have to snap the ball again. As, again, the game clock and play clock are right in sync. Well, now they reset it.
Yeah.
So they will have to take one more snap the way it looks. And Hale will take the direct snap. He'll give it off left side to Mock. Talon Mock down the sidelines across the 30 to the 20, to the 15, and down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. And that will do it for this one. Shikellamy, after a 14-0 deficit in the first quarter, just saw Jersey Shore take command of this one. The only positive of the game, a 35-yard run by Matt Schaefer with 2:45 to go in this one. But our final score, Jersey Shore 49 and Shikellamy 6. Thanks for watching on our WKOK Sports YouTube channel tonight. You can watch it anytime. Just go to WKOK Sports on YouTube. Radio coverage continues on WKOK and WKOK.com.